Welcome back, everyone. This is the 5 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific update on Hurricane Hilary. We'll start first with the satellite imagery. You can see here that Hilary is starting to weaken. You can see it's lost its well-defined eye and central dense overcast. But the important thing about this is this does not lessen the threat, especially the flood threat that appears to be developing over the southwestern United States. And so don't let the weakening trend and the intensity lower your guard. We'll talk a little bit about that in a second, but what I want you to notice is all this tropical moisture streaming out ahead of the storm. And indeed, we've already had some flooding issues to develop today in Southern California well in advance of Hilary's approach. This is just a signal of what's to come as the main core of tropical moisture moves up into the area tomorrow. So let's switch over to the forecast graphics, the cone and the watch warning. So Hilary right now, down here just west of the southern tip of Baja Peninsula, maximum sustained winds are now down to 110 miles per hour, category 2 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, and moving north-northwest at 17 miles per hour. This is faster than the previous advisory. Again, this acceleration that we've been talking about that is going to allow Hilary to hang on to its intensity and move into the southwestern United States. It'll slowly weaken through the rest of the day and overnight, passing right here close to the western, either passing right along or over the western side of the Baja Peninsula overnight, dropping down to a category 1 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. And then tomorrow around lunchtime, dropping below hurricane strength sometime tomorrow during the day before moving into the southwestern United States. So we do not anticipate a hurricane moving into Southern California, but we do anticipate a tropical storm. And that's why on this map you see this blue area here. A tropical storm warning is in effect for the area in blue, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit here so you can see where you're at. Get some cities, so you can see that covers LA, San Diego, and Palm Springs. So this is going to be this tropical gust, especially at these higher elevations, is going to move into the area. And these winds will probably start moving into the area during the day tomorrow. So this is faster than we talked about before. So if you were thinking that tomorrow you could prepare, I think that window has closed, and we have to use what's left of today to finish preparation. So that's your first take-home action from this briefing, is you need to be fully prepared by sundown today. That's only a few hours left. So if you haven't prepared, take this next few hours of sunlight and daylight to prepare for this upcoming threat. Now, the biggest threat from Hilary is going to be the really heavy rainfall. So we've talked about this. This hasn't changed. The forecast hasn't changed, and this weakening trend that you see in the intensity does not change this threat at all. So if we zoom in here and look at some of these rainfall amounts, let me get the legend back on the map here. Just a wide area of 2 to 4 inches over Southern California, and then extending up into southern and central Nevada, covering Las Vegas. These yellow areas here, 4 to 6 inches of rain. Now, if you're not familiar, this is a lot of rain for this area, a lot of rain. And remember, this rain is going to come down faster or harder or quicker than what you're used to seeing in your typical wintertime rainstorm. So that's why we have, this is the flood risk map. So this is the chance of significant flooding. And if you've been following this week, you remember this red area has expanded substantially. It now covers all of Los Angeles. It previously only covered a portion of Los Angeles. And look how far up into Nevada extends, covering Las Vegas. And then the high risk, and I'm going to tell you from experience, these high risk are not often. We don't issue these many times, and the majority of the flood-related deaths occur in these high-risk situations. So if you're in this purple area, specifically the Palm Springs area, you really, really need to take this seriously. If you're within this red area here, tomorrow is not going to be a good day to be driving around. So what I recommend, your second take-home message, if you're in this area here, is get what you need to be comfortable. Groceries, supplies, whatever you need to be comfortable for the next day or so, and then stay put. Just don't be driving in this area. Many roads are going to be preemptively or already been shut down And once the heavy rains start occurring, they will be very, very dangerous and impassable. So just don't be driving around tomorrow. Let's just stay home and be safe. I want to point out, because you're going to see a lot of flood warnings tomorrow. Right now, this entire yellow area is a flood watch, which means conditions for flooding are possible. Look how far up into the Intermountain West it extends through Idaho, portions of Oregon, even touching southeast Washington. Almost all of the Intermountain West here touched by it. But what's most important is you've seen some red areas starting to pop up here. These are warnings. So if you don't know the difference between a watch and a warning, we can go through. A watch means conditions are possible, where a warning means conditions are happening. So for example, a flash flood warning means flash flooding impacts are occurring or imminent. Now, why is that important? Because you're going to see this area start to fill in with warnings as the sun comes up tomorrow and through the day tomorrow. Some of you have these alerts on your phone. You're going to see these come in on your phone. You need to know that a warning means it's imminent or occurring. Now, if you've turned off those emergency alerts on your phone, turn them back on, because things are going to get really dangerous in this area tomorrow, and you want to have the latest information. Minutes and seconds matter when it comes to flooding, flash flooding, especially flash flooding. And another emergency alert you might see, you might not be familiar with it, a flash flood emergency. These are not in effect right now, but you could see them tomorrow. That means flash flood situation that presents a clear threat to human life is occurring or imminent. These are the ones you really have to take seriously. So again, if you've turned your alerts off on your cell phones, turn them back on. If you're watching from somewhere outside of this and you have family or friends, call them and tell them to take this threat seriously. Tell them to watch this video. Tell them to look at their local forecast and take this threat seriously. Tomorrow is simply not going to be a good day to be moving around. We really need people to get their supplies, get situated, get settled, and then stay there. This will be our last video update for the day, but we'll be back tomorrow at the same time tomorrow to provide any updates. Also, you can get interim updates, as always, from our website at hurricanes.gov. We will see you back here tomorrow at the same time.